and welcome to another episode of Unstoppable Overcomers. And I'm your host, Dorothy Odell, for this evening. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsor of tonight's show. Are you tired of feeling stuck in your career and business? Are you ready to unlock your full potential and establish your goals with compounding growth so that you can live a life like it's a walk on the beach? Then listen up, because I have some exciting news for you. Today's live cast is sponsored by the Left Foot Coach, an innovative entrepreneurial venture partner that will take your income and self-expression to the next level. With his established 5-pillar methodology, the Left Foot Coach can help you build a solid foundation for success and expand your full potential. As a venture growth coach, the Left Foot Coach is dedicated to partnering with you and your established business to help you grow your income and achieve your goals. Whether you're an entrepreneur or a professional looking to take your career to the next level, the Left Foot Coach can provide you with support, guidance, and resources you need to succeed. So to go and get your 30-minute free consultation today, definitely hit Christian up at right there on the screen, calendly.com/XIN left /30-minute month equals 2023-05. All right. So tonight we have an amazing episode. And this is an episode that I've wanted to have for a very, very, very long time. So welcome to the stage, Heather and Angie. Welcome, ladies.
Hello there.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. So, I put a plea out there for an interesting friend story, and Heather contacted me right away and said, we have the friend story for you. So, ladies, share with us a little bit about yourselves first, and then we'll go into how y'all met. Or that might even intertwine with how y'all met. Who knows? We'll start with Heather first this time.
I'm wife and mother to two stepsons. I recently just left a position that I was in here in Arizona, and currently working on getting my life coach certification. And then somewhere down the road, we'll be collaborating and working on some projects with Angie.
Okay. Angie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a licensed alcohol and drug counselor. I work with people who struggle with mental health and substance abuse. I have 3 of my own children, 2 stepdaughters, and 5 grandchildren, and 2 grandchildren on the way. But my journey is a little colorful. The path that I traveled, which will kind of tie into my oldest son, happens to be Heather's stepmom, or Heather happens to be his stepmom. So that's how Heather and I got together. But there's a whole lot of stuff in between there. So yeah, so there you have that. And I'm actually in the process. I'm the author of the book, Hope, Healer, A Way Out. I'm a public speaker. I speak to different people regarding my book and my journey. And I'm in the process of becoming a life coach. And Heather and I have a few irons in the fire of what we're going to do moving forward.
I absolutely love that. And, so everybody knows that I'm a stepmom. And, I have said from day one that, if you could all just get along for the kids' sake and build a relationship out of it, at least for the kids, then, you're winning. You're setting your kids up for amazing success. And right. So I can't wait to hear this story because I'm excited about it. I hear so many women bashing the other mom or the other dad or things like that, and men do it too. But it's nice when you can hear one of these stories that are, wait, let's put everything aside. And I'm not saying it happens at the beginning, because trust me, I get it. And we have to get through our stuff to get to the rainbow, right? So let's hear your story then, Angie, because I have a feeling it kind of starts with you first.
Yeah. So I came from a very dysfunctional family. Life was a little challenging for me, and I searched for love in all the wrong places. And I started dating David, who is Heather's husband. We were best friends. We were together all through high school. These glasses that's okay. We're just going to roll with it. Then I can see your faces. So anyways, back on track. So I met David, and we were together for about 3.5 years, best friends. And I ended up pregnant. And I got pregnant on prom night, my senior year, our senior year. And the theme was a night to remember.
Totally a night to remember.
So that's an ongoing joke in our family. David and I we were kind of growing apart. We were still good friends. We never really fought. And I'm like, I'm going to give the baby up for adoption. And he was in a rock and roll band. So the whole time that we were together, and then he branched off to another town doing his band stuff. And when I was like 8.5 months pregnant, I said, I'm going to keep this baby. And so I decided to keep him, and he was born. And I was pretty much a single mom until I was a single mom with Jamie all the way through. Dave and I kept in contact, but he had his own things going on. I had my own things going on. And then I ended up getting introduced to methamphetamine, and my life took a turn for the worse. I ended up having 2 more children. But my oldest son, Jamie, is 8.5 years older than my son, Brady. And then my daughter, Faith, is 14 years between Jamie and Faith. So that's kind of my little situation. And then I got arrested by, do I want to go there right now, Heather? Or do we want to talk about when we first met? Because you were intertwined through all of that. In 2006, wasn't it?
Yeah, right when Jamie was graduating.
Okay.
Right in that area.
Well, I'll let you take over this part, and then I'll add some more.
Yeah, so I think we
were at the bar.
But was that first or Jamie's graduation?
Jamie's graduation, but we were at the bar. David's band was playing, and
yeah.
I think that was the first time that we communicated.
And so he's playing up on the stage in the band, and I happened to sit down and listen to music and strike up a conversation with a very, very, very nice guy, which ended up being Angie's brother. And so we're chatting, and Angie comes rolling in to the event. And so fast forward to the band's over, and she's like, I'm out of here. We're going to go party. And I looked at my husband. I'm like, let's go. She looks like fun. He said, no, I don't think we're going to that party. Like, why not? And I'm not very happy because she looked like we'd really have a lot of fun together. Well, I didn't know that wasn't a party that was probably going to be what I thought it was. So I didn't get to go party with Angie. That was kind of, I don't think I saw you then for a while.
Right. Yeah. I think it was Jamie's graduation the next time.
Yep. Jamie's graduation. Then we all went back to your mom's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After the graduation. So I got to be around her a little bit then, but that was about it at the very beginning.
Right. So then I got arrested by the feds, and I went to federal prison for manufacturing meth. And my whole entire life fell apart. Right. I mean, like, I was a complete mess. I wasn't the same person sitting here today. I didn't know what I was going to do. Both of my parents just died. David was still like one of my best friends. Heather was always very, very kind to me, but we really didn't communicate a lot because I was in a different world than they were. Right. So I got arrested, and my oldest son, Jamie, took both of my younger kids because both my parents had just died. And actually my daughter's dad, was in federal prison, and he had a 10-year sentence, and we were split up when he went away. So Jamie is 21 at this time, and he is taking care of Brady and Faith. So Jamie was 21, Brady was 13, and Faith was 7. So the day after I left, Brady's dad contacted Jamie and said, I want you to send him out to me so that I can visit, because he didn't even know his dad really. And then he never gave him back. So then Jamie was just like the guardian of my daughter, Faith. And so during that time, I was gone for a little over 4 years. And during that time, Heather jumped in and helped both of my children and Brady when she could from a distance, right? So I didn't even really know that she was doing this. until about halfway through my sentence, her and I started communicating through an email system called Core Links. So that's how we kind of got, I knew she was a good woman. I knew that she was good for my son, and I knew that she was a loyal female, right? She didn't judge me. So then, do you have anything else to add to that, Heather? Like how that kind of happened? So she's very close with my daughter at this point, and my son, and she's really carrying on like a female role in their lives when they were around, right? So
yeah, because they had moved to the same city that we were in at that time, and Jamie's girlfriend at the time, she was the front lead, I'd say, as far as the female for Faith.
Right. Yes, I would agree.
We lived so close together, it all intertwined, and so to your point, we kind of started talking back and forth a little bit, but it still was very apart. But Jamie said, if you'd have met my mom in high school, you guys would have hung out. You would have really gotten along. I said, how do you know that? And he goes, I know. Okay. How would you know? So moves forward to you got out and you got
2012. I want to say it was 2013 when Heather and I started communicating. So during this time, Jamie was struggling really bad with his own addiction. And Heather and David were able to see some of that stuff because I wasn't in the present, right? I was gone. And so there was some stuff going on. So Heather, you and I communicated just a little bit at that time. And then Heather gets a hold of me and says, hey, so let's just back up a smidget. So Travis, my daughter, Faith's dad, him and I both did a year-long program. So we really did a lot of work on ourselves, and we were communicating through that Core Link email. And we got out about a month and a half apart, and we were in the same halfway house, and we've been together ever since. It'll be 8 years. We've been married this August.
Awesome.
So now we have Faith's dad, and we have Jamie's dad, and then we have Jamie's stepmom. So Heather got a hold of me, and she says, hey, Hairball's playing down where we live. You and Trav want to come down and go on a party bus and go to Hairball? And I'm like, well, let me ask Travis and we'll see, because I thought that sounded like fun, because you have to remember, like, that's the era that we all grew up in. And
right.
So I said
and our husbands' personalities are a lot like how you explained your husband.
Yes.
So this is perfect. What could go wrong? Right.
And Travis, and Heather and I are both outgoing. So I said, hey, Trav, like, Heather invited, and I'm playing it out, and he's like, why in the hell would I want to go hang out with Jamie's dad? And I'm like, because it would be fun. So it just took a little bit, and he's like, okay, let's go. So we started out to go to their house. It was about 2 hours away, and then there was a blizzard. But we made it there. And so I'll let you take over from there. When we got there, what happened there.
Did you have the Stratoscent? Is that what you're driving?
No, I had the little Firebird, that little red Firebird.
So it's horrible. It's a horrible storm. And they make it somehow to our house, and David's still at work. So Travis, being the type of guy that he is, they come in, say hello, drop their stuff off, and Travis goes, do you have a snowblower? And, are we froze up?
I'm seeing you.
We can hear you.
I can hear you. Heather, can you hear us?
Froze up on my end. I'll just keep going. So Travis ends up down in our garage, getting out the snowblower, and as Dave's coming up the road, sees this guy out blowing snow out of his driveway, and it's Travis. Dave's going, what is going on? So that's how they meet, is Travis snowblowing the driveway for David. And come inside, and we go to the concert that night, and everybody got along great. They spent the night. Yeah, we had a blast. We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Awesome.
So it went well, which that's a little odd that everybody just gets tossed in together and everybody's fine. All 4 parents.
But I love that. I absolutely love that happened. And that is so cool. I want to hear the rest of the story before I jump in with our story that just happened, but go ahead.
So then we just continued on, right? We continued to communicate, and things were very trying and concerning regarding our son, right? So he continued to do his thing, and I was really consumed with a lot of guilt and shame. And so I was handling Jamie in a certain way because I didn't want to lose him because he's a heroin opiate addict. And so during that time frame, I think there was a little 2 ends against the middle happening. Heather and I were actually communicating a lot. There was only like one little patch that we just stopped talking. But from the day that the hairball happened until today, our relationship has done nothing but get stronger. And I thank David all the time for marrying a good woman. And she is my very best friend. I have best friends, but like she's my daily confidant. And there's a lot of stuff in the middle there, right? But through it all, we have worked through, gone through, experienced some of the best and worst moments, and we've done it as a team. So my husband and David are best friends.
I love that.
Heather and I are best friends. We see each other 5 times a year. We make 2 or 3 trips down there, and they make 2 or 3 trips, and they usually spend Christmas or New Year's with us, and we're down there the other time. So we spend a lot of time together.
Wow.
Shenanigans, Dorothy. A lot of shenanigans.
Oh, I tell you, this sounds so awesome. And you're right. Like my husband is the type of like, I'm not going nowhere. So I get it. I think I shared that experience with you. And so ironically, I didn't tell you ladies this. So my husband's birthday was last Friday. June 9th was his birthday. And his ex comes over because she's dropping my son Brady off, or their son Brady off over here for something. And she goes, hey, I didn't realize that wasn't your weekend, because we were going to take Brady. Her and her husband were going to go to this cornhole tournament. And she goes, why don't I buy tickets and we'll all go together? I was just like, whatever. I said, it's Joe's birthday. My husband, like I said, he just wants to come home from work and bed. She just wanted to go out in public and see anybody. And he said yes. And so we went. Oh my God. So I've never been able to be DD in the 6 years we've been together, ever. Or I've always been DD. I've never, I've always had to drive my husband around, but since it's his birthday, there's no way in hell you're going to get him somewhere, especially on his birthday. So her husband was the DD, drove us out to McGregor, did this tournament, had a great time, went out for dinner afterwards. And so I said to him the next day, I'm like, so wasn't that a good birthday? And he's just like, yeah, it was pretty good. And that's high praise from my husband. That's like, that is everybody's like, hell yeah.
Really good time.
Yeah, he had a good time. So I love the stories and how how you've made it work, and the fact that you wanted to go party with Angie and your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get together and party. That's what we're gonna have to do.
And do you know that, like, that feeling when there's just one person you can say anything to, you can just do anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's us. Like, it's just like, I don't even care who you're. And David and I we'll talk about the past and throw stuff out there. And neither Heather or Dave or Travis, it's just all fun and games. Like, it's like we were all meant to be like just best friends. Like, we're going to retire together somewhere. And Heather says with our ass in the sand somewhere.
That's right.
Well, I have a goal for Christmas that I've been working on for 2 years, and I'm really going to 100% go for it this year. And that's that we all spend Christmas in Florida, is what I want. Right? Wouldn't that just be like an amazing Christmas gift? And my ass on the beach and not having to cook Christmas breakfast or dinner would be amazing.
fish tacos instead.
That's right. Oh my, this could be dangerous. But yeah, and so my husband gets along with her husband, and it's absolutely wonderful. So it can happen. So if you're listening right now and you're in a situation where you don't think that you could move past that, if you're, if there's co-parenting with somebody and you're thinking that there is no way in hell, there is a way, right? And so I love the story, absolutely love it, through thick and thin, and then becoming everybody's as best friends. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And it's not just with my oldest son, right? So she has her and David have a son, and then there's another son from another marriage with David, and then I have we gather around, and it's a village. So like my kids reach out to Heather, and like we're all like one big happy family.
One big commune family. It's like sister wives.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. But it takes a village to raise children nowadays anyways.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. There's never a dull moment. I can guarantee that. There's never no, and one comment, Heather's usually the one that'll just like throw something out that happened along the way. And it's just like, she'll take notes in her phone, like different stuff, and the stuff that goes on. Like if you said something around anybody else, they would never get it. But the entire family just cracks up because well, what we learned, Dorothy, is at the end of the day, for the longest time, we worried, we had anxiety, we like cried, then we got to a point where we would laugh about things, not because it was a funny matter, because that was the way that we chose to cope with stuff.
That's like what we had left.
Yeah. So that, because things got, our son's doing really well now. He's doing really well.
Good. I was going to ask that.
Yeah. He's doing the best that he's ever done. Let's just put it that way. Right. And like, what do you always say, Heather? What do you always say?
Oh, that's a wide open.
It's never going to be 100.
No, it's never going to be a straight line.
It's never going to be a straight line. That's what she says. Yes. She's my mind of reason, because I'll come over here and I'm like, because I have all of these. And then of course I'm working in this field. I'm moving on, right? I'm going to be moving on. I need to get away from that, but I know I served a good purpose for a while, but that's a lot of it. Like there's so much stuff with that. But now Jamie knows, he's known for a while that he's got 4 solid parents that are working together as a team. And I think it was just last year, the first time that he spent time with us, all of us. He tried to avoid us because it was too much for him. He's like, I can't believe you're all together. And like,
right.
Yeah.
But, and I can see that because, Jen and I have a great relationship. Like for the last 4 years, we've been able to, her and I are on the same wavelength for parenting, and my husband and I are kind of not. And so it's funny because I've caught my stepson in a lie before. And so I'll text her and I'm like, Jen, is this true? And so she'll give me the truth. So I turn around to little man and I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is the truth. Right from your mom. And I show him the phone and he goes, okay. I didn't do that. And, I'm sorry, you caught me. And I'm like, what you don't realize is, bud, like your mom and I are on the same page. And so you're never going to be able to get away with shit. So just stop.
Right. Yeah. I think Jamie got to that point a few times.
Yes.
Just a few.
Yes.
Just a few.
And so here's a fun fact. My middle son, Brady, lives in Arizona, very close to Heather. And I just had a grandbaby with him and his sweet little girlfriend. And so Heather's down there, and like it makes me feel good. I mean, they have a wonderful family with her family down there, but it makes me feel good knowing that Heather's down there. If something happens, so that's another really cool thing. So when we go down there, I get to see my other son, and I get to spend time with my best friends. It's great.
That's even better, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Oh, wow. And would you say that, again, this is one question you don't have to answer, but has there been a time where it's been a little bit overwhelming for both of you saying, okay, I just can't handle this at this moment, and I'm the mom, or like anything like that. Has that been a case in any of?
It's more like I pass the torch, or she passes it back, and we just grab it and run.
But that's one of the things that you were really, really good at, is she let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
She allowed me to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not fighting against
Right.
that portion of it.
Like there's no jealousy at all. And I mean, it's just, here's one thing that I would like to just point out. Like, my job is very stressful, and there's times when I just have a lot going on and I'm just overwhelmed, and my brain is full. And when my son had stuff going on, if I didn't answer something, he would call Heather, and Heather was always, she's the sound mind. So she's able to like pull him back in. She's able to kind of pull me back in when things are going on. Mm-hmm. And Jamie says over and over again, I can't believe I have two wonderful, fabulous moms. Like, I serve a purpose, and Heather serves a purpose, and he knows that he's got one or the other. And that, I mean, you couldn't wish anything better on a child, right? I mean, exactly. He's 35. I mean, he's not a child. He's 35, but he loves us both, and we love him.
Right. Well, and I think that's at the end of the day. I know Jen has said, Brady, you have no idea how much love you have, because not only does he have her side, her husband's side, my husband's side, and my side. Like, it's just like so many people are rooting for him. He can't, but there's no failing. It's just like, there's always somebody there for him. Right. And I mean, he's only 11 going on 40. But there's a lot of people in his corner, and sometimes I'm sure it's overwhelming for him, especially, because the stepdad's very involved as well. We're always there for him. And I think at the end of the day, that is what matters.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I'm just going to take a commercial break here. So just give me one moment here. Get my notes. All right. Just going to go like this. All right. So have you and your partner ever had this commentary before? My partner never listens to me, and we argue all the time. My partner has to always be right, and everything is always my fault. Our relationship is boring. My partner doesn't trust me, and we fight over money all the time. Can we ever agree on anything, or even how to raise the kids? Does any of this sound familiar? As a couple, you have the power to change your relationship and create more money and joy and intimacy. If this is something that you would really love to work on, then I highly suggest going to the highestintentcoach.com. There you will find links to Carrie's book, course, and appointments to schedule a private conversation. Just for visiting, you can download her free app, which is definitely 50 things that couples can do for fun. Carrie has the tools to help you as a couple help yourselves. So come over and discover and find your power. And again, that was at highestintentcoach.com. All right. So back to this amazing story here. And Heather, like, I give you kudos for being a counselor, a drug and alcohol counselor, because
that's me. That's Angie.
Oh, Angie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I switched you. I switched
She's
you.
a counselor in her own way.
I was looking at you on the screen, and I said Heather's name, so I do apologize. But I believe God put you there for a purpose, is to help these men and women, right? Because you've been through it, you know what it's like, and I think that's why we go through certain situations. People get so pissed off when we go through the fire, and they're thinking, well, but I think, God doesn't love me because of this or that. But I think he allows us to go through those situations so that we help other people. Clearly. Yeah. I mean, that's the amount of shit that we've all gone through. Like, we can't sit here reasonably and say, I came out on the other end for no purpose at all. Like, everything, there is a purpose in everything. So kudos for you for doing that. But I know it must be exhausting helping.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 54 now, and I have visions, and I can share those visions with Heather because nothing is out of the ordinary. And we've tossed around everything. And I want to say it was like 6 months ago, I said, you know what we should do? We should be life coaches, because like she's the yin to my yang, or vice versa. So like the areas that I lack, it's just one of them things. And we will talk on the phone for hours. And I said, I think maybe we should do something like this. And then my job continued to just suck the life out of me. And I said, I called her, what was it, Heather, like 2 months ago. And I said, are you ready to dive into this yet? And she's like, yeah, I've been kind of pecking along. So it's actually, it's happening a lot faster. And I truly believe that it's a calling for me and her. I feel like there's a message that we can definitely send and help others. And it's time for me to get out of the burning pit with people and help them get to a optimal stage in life. And it doesn't have to just be about substance use, because it can be about anything. Because God knows we've worked with codependency, grief, loss, guilt, shame, anger, resentments. I mean, addiction, the list goes on and on and on and on. So, yeah.
You learn a lot on that path.
You do.
And the fact that you two are kind of going into business together, or at least collaborating, that's freaking amazing. Yeah. Like, you guys are magical unicorns. You give me hope for the rest of the world.
We're unicorns, all right.
Put it in your phone, Heather. Put it in your phone, because you're going to pull this out and you're like, remember what Dorothy said? And you're going to have little unicorns for us to wear in the garage.
There we go. Like, honestly, because like I keep going back to this. Like, oh my God. So my brother was married to a real street at one time. And she did give me an amazing nephew. That's all. That is what I can say. And, looking back now, I feel sorry for her. Obviously, there were some demons in her closet she was working on, but his divorce was nasty, complete and utter nasty. She instead of co-parenting with him, she made his life a living hell. Mm-hmm. And it affected my nephew greatly. And we, tried to get him help, and we tried to bring authorities in on certain different things. And either, she would say some story to my nephew, and would make him feel that if he told the truth, that he would get, she would do something stupid. Let's just put it that way. And so as over here, as an insider or an outsider trying to get him help, it was like everything I can do not to lose my mind in certain situations. And I promised myself in that moment, I'm like, if I ever had a child of my own, or if I ever ended up being married to somebody that had a child, I would make damn sure that I would never put that child through that. And at the beginning, when I first met my husband, it was a little bit rocky, I will say, with his ex-wife. But so here we are 6 years later, and hey, we go out to dinner with Brady on his birthday, and we do things together, and would show on his birthday. So who knows what will happen? But it's just like, if you are that parent that wants to hold your kid over your ex's head, right now, I'm telling you right now, just stop that shit, because I freaking hate it. Number one. And number two, you're destroying the child. You're not destroying your ex. Your ex could care less. It's the child that you're hurting. And yeah, so that's my soapbox on that. And you can tell I'm passionate about it, because I've seen what it does to the children. And so when I hear stories like yours and ours, and let's make this the norm, not the exception, right? Not the exception to the rule. Let's make this the norm, that we can come together, co-parent together, no matter what happens in life, and just really be there for each other.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Absolutely. All right. So what's next with you guys? Like, I feel like there's more to the story. I feel like
there's always more, Dorothy. It's never ending.
You two are
saying stuff.
You two are like my spirit sisters here. And so I kind of want the 411 or the 911, or whatever you want to call it. So tell us more. Like what secrets do you guys have to keep it all together? Or anything,
Keep it
any
all together?
juicy stories you want to share?
Oh yeah, I thought she was just asking for secrets. I'm like, oh, I don't think we should get into that.
To keep it all together, I've oftentimes thought if something happened to Heather, I would be lost. And I say lost because, and the only reason why I say that is because I've lost so many people in my life, and my best friend from prison passed away from cancer, and I've just had a lot of losses. And so my mind just kind of thinks that way sometimes. So what I do with that is I practice gratitude regularly. So when I think about Heather, I think about like just how grateful I am of how she came into my life, and just the moments that we have together are great. And if I try to go to bed early some night, Dorothy, when we're together, she calls me Mav, right? So that's my nickname. She's like, Mav, if you die tomorrow, what's it gonna matter? So you're staying up. So, and she wins every time. Or she plays a certain song when she's being the DJ, and then I'll stay up. But that's just a side note.
I love it.
So I think it's just when there's something really going on with one of us, we know each other's patterns, and we know what we do when each other's available. So if I call her at a certain time of the day, she'll be like, what's wrong? What happened? And I think it's just that we're very honest and authentic with each other, and we talk about just about everything. And at the end of the day, it's not just, and now I'm going to use Heather's term, don't fluff my ass, because she said that to me once. And I love it because I said, okay, this is what's going to happen. Okay. And I just let her have it. So there's some challenges that go on, and sometimes we need to hear the truth, right? We need to hear something that we don't really, and we need to hear sometimes when we're wrong and we're not maybe handling things the right way. And, I think
that's part of the unicorn magic, probably.
I think that's it, because then I'm like, gosh, why did you? Oh yeah, you're right. And then I'll be like, gosh, but you can receive those messages from certain people, and certain people you can't.
Yes.
And so that is a secret that I think Heather and I have, that I don't know how many people have, but it works really well. In fact, last weekend, Heather goes, I was one click away from getting on a plane and coming to your house. She was just going to jump on a plane and come down here this last weekend. And I'm like, well, you're going to be here in August. And she goes, so now I'm trying to figure out, I'm going to go to her house in July. So we do this just spontaneously. We just got to be together and float in the pool.
Or you can come to Canada in July and we'll have a birthday bash. How's that?
That would be
fun. Cornhole.
Yeah, we can play cornhole. My husband's got to make
fun. Don't threaten us with a good time, Dorothy. We'd be on a plane. I got to make sure I can do that, because I am a felon. I don't know if I can go across the country or something. I mean, I've been a really good girl since 2009, but I do have kind of a colorful past.
Well, it's the Canadian government. Hey, if they'll let Trudeau run the country, they should be able to let anybody.
Oh,
don't get Heather started.
A whole other direction, Dorothy.
Yes, don't get Heather.
Oh yeah, I usually don't go into politics on this show, because, but I'm telling you, it is embarrassing as hell when you're sitting there and I don't watch the news. I barely watch TV. My husband has control of the TV. It's all sports all the time. But when I do see newscasts and the American people are bashing my prime minister, or premier, no, prime minister. That's what he is. He's the prime minister. When he's bashing my prime minister, I'm just like, I want to cut in a hole, and just like, seriously, I'm really not Canadian. Just really. As a matter of fact, my great grandmother was from Durand, Michigan. So if my grandfather would have had the foresight to get his dual citizenship, my ass would be dual citizenship, and I'd be out of here. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and now they're all dead. But anyhow, that's a whole other side.
There's some hiccups with our leader too. So
yeah. So just as a quick side note, are you in favor of Trump or not? Are you all in favor of Biden, or are you just forget it? Let's put them all on a bag, shuffle the bag, and get a new president.
I'm in favor for who's ever going to make the changes happen. That's who I'm in favor of.
And it's not
Great.
Biden. Right, Heather?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I don't really talk politics either. I just, but I know my friend has very strong views, and she's very knowledgeable in that world. So,
yeah, I like I said, my girlfriend's like, well, you got to keep up on this. You can't put your head up your ass and just not pretend that this isn't happening. And I'm just like, girl, you know what? I am one person changing the world for the better in a different direction. I don't give a shit, really, because no matter who you put in power, they're all going to lie to get into power and then change their shit anyways. So that's my soapbox on politics. Now let's go back to the unicorn. Because yes, I switched topics because I swear there's a little bit of ADHD somewhere in there.
Well, there's probably a whole bunch in this group.
yeah. I'm just waiting for my cat to jump up here and.
So wait a minute. Is there a book in the works for you too? Because I feel like there's a book there.
I wrote a book, and will you grab my book on the thing down there? I wrote a book, and it's been published for a year in May, and it is done very, very well.
Well, that is awesome.
And I say very, very well because I really didn't have expectations. Thank you.
Well, y'all better go get a copy right now. Where can they buy it? Hope Dealer.
Hope Dealer, A Way Out.
I love that.
It's on Amazon.
So is it your story?
Yep, it's my story. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, people, you got to go get it right now on Amazon. Hope Dealer.
A Way Out. Hope Dealer, A Way Out. Yeah.
Okay. So go to Amazon right now.
Angiesailor.
There we go.
Angiesailor. Yes.
Go get your copy today, folks. Run, don't walk. But I also feel like there should be a collaborative book between the two of you.
Heather, we've been talking about that too. We've been talking about there's so many irons in the fire, and we've really thought about that, haven't we, Heather?
Mm-hmm. There's so many directions you can go. Well, like we were talking before,
right?
Unique of our friendship and our relationship, but then unique with the whole entire storyline. So there's lots to say. There's lots of lessons and experience and knowledge, and what do you do with that?
You use it for the good. Right, Dorothy. You use it for the good.
You use it for good. You write your book together, your memoir. Well, and here's the thing. You could write it as a memoir together, or you could really have some fun and do it as a nonfiction and embellish the things a little bit, so people really don't know that it's you, but it kind of is you, but it kind of isn't you. That's what I wish I would have done instead of, because I did my memoir too, and now I'm kind of wishing I would have done it in a different way, but who knows? There could be more coming. Who knows? But yeah, you could have lots of fun with that.
Yes. Well, I think that's going to happen. I think that if we keep mulling around some things here, for sure, doing a podcast. I think a podcast with Heather and I, and adding people, just the stories and the angles we could go, that we could help others as two moms, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's just what's kind of been placed in our thoughts. We don't really know what we're going to do with it yet, but this is our first podcast, and I'm liking it. So
wait a minute. You're virgins? You're virgins to podcasting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm honored. I'm honored that I'm your first. Oh, yeah. Wow. This is going to make history. So you could say, hey, it all started on Dorothy's podcast, Unstoppable Overcomers. Go check it out now on her Roku channel and her YouTube channel.
Yes, we will do that, won't we, Heather?
Oh, this is so cool.
This is
so
fun.
cool.
I'm having fun.
This is and I've been on different podcasts where they have so they do questions like, and I hate that. I'd rather have a conversation because this shows your personality. This shows this shows the essence of who you are. We can all bullshit anything, but I think, once I get people talking and then the nerves go away, because some people get nervous and some people are like, well, I don't know what to say. And but no, just be you.
Yeah. It's good
Do you
stuff.
remember the first podcast that you were on?
Oh God. Yeah. I think one of the first, anyways, it was December 8th. I remember the day because it was the day that my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And she says, "Are you going to be okay to do this?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." And I just went with it. And it just seems that that's been my motto. It's like the Eye of the Tiger and Mendeece's Overcomer are my two hit songs for my life. And so I just roll with it. And so, yeah, it was great. I don't know how many podcasts I was on my first year. I don't know. Anybody who wanted me on, I went on, and they have this like podcast matchmaker too. It's hilarious.
Oh.
So I went on there and I created a profile, and I was just like asking everybody to be on the show. I have been on shows all across the world. I've been on Sonia Clark's show over from Australia. I've been on what's her name? I can visualize her face. Oh, beautiful woman from Italy. I was on her podcast. It's just all over the world I've been on.
Was this when you were just starting? Because you're a life coach also, correct?
I was doing some dabbling in some coaching, but you know what? There's this way. Okay, so I start to coach, and then I get in my head about it because I don't want to fuck somebody up. Because I'm like,
story of my life, Dorothy.
This is my thinking. I'm not saying coaches fuck anybody up. They're supposed to help people from fucking each other up. But anyways, so my thing was, okay, so I got in my head about it, right? And every time I go to do that, it's just like God was bringing me in the direction of podcasts and media and video and things like that. So every time I wanted to be a coach, I'd be dragged back into this. So I'm like, why am I fighting this so hard? I just went strictly with podcasting and media and things like that. And so that's what I do. I mean, I've put together programs. What I might do is I might do like a videos, put it together and sell it as a package, and somebody can do it in their own home. And if they want to follow up with me, I'll give them, I don't know, half an hour of my time or whatever. If they have any questions about what I've done, I don't know. The thing of it is, the coaching is really not my thing. Because here's my thing. Let's be real. I've had coaches for pretty much my entire freaking life, and if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. But yet, you hold your coach accountable for it because, she's the blah 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 blah, and I don't want to be the one that someone's screaming at because it didn't work, but yet they didn't do the work. And so I have enough drama in my life. I don't need it.
Oh,
And you can't ground them, can you?
No, I hear you, Claire. I do it every day.
And the thing of it is, I'll take your money, but I don't want to take your money unless you want change. And do you want change, or are you just telling me you want change? Because I'm calling your bullshit. As you can tell, I'm a straight shooter, and not many people can handle that. Yeah. And I can't fluff shit. Like, don't worry, that's not who I am.
Right? No, that's good. And you know what? The people who are serious about it, they want you to keep it real with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is true. But I'm already doing something in my life that for the money, but I want, and that's my day job, right? I go to work, I put my 8 hours in, and I come home, right? And then I do what lights me up. So I figure if I'm going to do a business, it's got to light me up, and it's got to be fun. Because if I'm not having fun, I'm not doing it anymore.
That's why I think the podcast, Heather, is going to light us up.
Light it up?
I don't know if we should be
turning. Do you think the two of us could do a podcast together?
Oh, absolutely. I think it can work.
Oh,
I don't think we should be left unattended with mics.
I know that it can work. You know what?
But that's what the world needs.
That's what
People
we
need
need.
laughter. They need vulnerability, and they need authenticity. Yeah, there's that word. Be authentic and be vulnerable. Be who you are.
Yep.
And don't lie to them, because they'll catch you.
Yeah. No, there's no reason to lie.
No, I'm not saying you would, but I'm just saying.
I'm just laughing at Heather.
Yeah.
Because the two of us, we're like, we've been lied to so much over the years. We're just like, there's no reason to lie. Like it's not by anybody, but like, well,
Yes,
that wasn't towards you, Dorothy.
Yeah, I feel Heather's holding something back. I can just feel.
What do you got, Heather?
Heather's got something there that needs to be
She's always
said.
got something.
No, not intentionally. I must be smiling too much.
Well, I don't know. I think you're overthinking, and you're thinking, oh, should I say this? But no, I shouldn't. I should keep this nugget to myself.
Oh, no, I don't know if I have any deep hidden information I need to throw out. I was just thinking, I was just thinking about how it went from trying to go to the party, and then here we are on a podcast, and it's like all this stuff.
Right.
And I kind of wish the kids were here.
I kind of do too.
Throw in, because
We're gonna have to do
word.
a sequel, and we'll have to have you guys come back and bring the kids and the husbands.
Oh boy.
August? Everybody's gonna be here. So my little girl Faith, she's having a baby.
Right.
And so everybody will be here in August. So Heather and
We're
Dave,
there every year for the birthdays.
yeah, they're here. So Faith and my husband have the same birthday. That's her dad. So every year for several years, we've had this like little annual thing. But we're gonna do her baby reveal that weekend. So everybody will be here except for Brady. Brady won't be here, but we can have a sneak peek. Jamie will be here.
If everybody's open while you're all together, we'll do another episode.
That'd be so fun.
Oh.
We'll call it the Brady Bunch.
Perfect.
on tilt.
That's fun.
Ladies,
That would be fun.
You are so amazing. And normally around this time, we would do the fundamental section of the show. Well, Kimberly has been trying to come on, but her internet is like not letting her. So I know, so you won't get to meet Kimberly tonight, but we're still going to do the fundamentals. We'll still have some fun with the fundamentals. So ladies, what would you say if you were to leave planet Earth tomorrow, the 3 things that you would want people to remember you by?
You're up, Heather.
I'm going first.
Sure.
First and foremost, start with yourself. You start with anybody else, it's out of sync. And if you get yourself right, whatever that looks like for you, it trickles downhill. All the good then affects everybody else. So you first. Second, what I have for my second one?
I would have forget too.
Yeah, I know it was regarding perception, because that's huge. Also, there's no rule book. There's no guide or directions in life. Everybody's path and everybody's perception is what makes their life their life. So it's never ever going to look the same. So trust your cut, do yours.
Right.
And last is do you. Don't compete with everybody else, and don't try to do what they're doing. I mean, grab ideas and grab thoughts, whatever, but just have confidence in yourself. Do it your way.
Love that. Jesus, is the freaking universe reading my mail? Because I swear for the last week I've been getting the same damn messages. Exactly what Heather has just said has been my through storyline this week. 100%. I got you. I'm listening. Seriously, I'm listening.
You got a hand delivered.
My ass on a platter last night, and tonight you. Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Angie, what about you? What are your 3 fundamentals?
Well, one thing that I think it's really important to try to stay humble and kind to people and to yourself. Life is hard. There's so much in life that's hard, but life is really good too. So if you can be humble, try to remain humble and kind to others and yourself. In the long run, that's a good deed a day, right? Just trying to do the right thing and just looking at things from a gratitude, humbling set of lenses. That's important. Let's see. I think my next one is you only have control over yourself and how you react to others. I think maybe it was that one. I say that a lot. I try to live by that one a lot. It's very difficult to do at times. Oftentimes, we think that we can control others. We think that we can control so many things, and at the end of the day, we only have control over ourselves and how we react to situations. And that will take so many layers off of your pile if you can practice that. Because, well, Heather and I, we both tried to steer the ship for a long time with my son. And at the end of the day, God was steering the ship and helping our son, right? And then I think my last fundamental would be what you allow will continue.
Okay. That's what I got my ass on a platter for last night. So thank you. That was okay. So between the two of you, you've nailed everything.
Yay!
Well, we're here to please, Dorothy.
There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, you could have done a whole episode on your fundamentals, both of you. Maybe we will. I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to collaborate with a podcast together. Maybe I'm not supposed to do it alone. Who knows? Whatever. We'll figure it out.
You got our contact information, Dorothy?
Yeah.
Maybe it's part of the plan.
Maybe that's part of the big plan. I don't know. You know how many people want to do a podcast with me? I need to get rid of my day job first. That's what I got to do. So once that's done, then I'm all for it.
You let me know when you're doing that, and I'll put my 30-day notice in.
Okay.
Can we pinky shake?
Love it. Yeah, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. Who knows? Well, we're already friends. I feel like we're like sisters, and we just met. Like, seriously, I was saying behind. Normally, I do a pre-interview, and this is the first time that I just went with my gut 100% and said, "No, boom, let's schedule it," and here we are. So yeah, love it. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you
for having us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it is. And like I said, if your family's up to it, we'll do a reunion in August for sure. Yeah, that would be fun.
Can't promise what you're gonna get because they're all pretty honest and authentic also, but you would love that. They would be hilarious.
I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it. And I said I was going to be the next Oprah, and one of Oprah's things that made her famous was don't hide anything. What needs to be said is said, right? And if you could be, if you were a musician, you had to play on her show, or if you did this, you had to do that. So that's why I'm always open and vulnerable and authentic with everybody, and maybe too much so, but that's just who I am. Because the whole reason why I started this show was because I never wanted people to feel alone in their circumstances. I mean, when you've gone through as much shit as I have, or you have, you can feel dark and lonely at times, right? And so here we are, because I never want somebody, because I'm a huge mental health advocate. Actually, I created the slogan, the hashtag 2 months ago, hashtag healed is sexy. So feel free to use it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I just really know what it's like. And that's why I really, after losing somebody to suicide, I never want people to be in that place and be alone and things like that. And that's why I'm open and honest about everything.
Yes.
And so, yeah. Anyways,
That's
I don't know
good.
why I went down that rabbit hole, but whatever. Where's the best if you want people to contact you because they want your coaching and things like that? Where is the best place for them to reach you at?
You want your email? Mine would be email, which is my name, heatherpitz@gmail.com.
Okay. And Angie, where would you like them to go?
Well, I have a different email under my that I can't use right now. I'll use the old faithful. Don't laugh about this one, Dorothy, okay?
I won't.
Angiesailor at yahoo.com.
Well, why would I laugh at that?
Because it's just like old and like it's like antique, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, that's fun.
Angiesailor, yeah, at Yahoo. And also, I mean, I'm on Facebook too. I think my page is set pretty private because of my profession, but if somebody personal messages me, I will reach out to them. And that is just Angiesailor.
Okay, perfect.
I do have an Instagram account, but I don't ever use it.
I'm with you. I still don't even know how the hell how to use Instagram right now. Like, there's so much out there. Like, I made my first 5,000 people on Facebook, and then God told me to go to LinkedIn. So I'm over on LinkedIn. I got close to 2,500 over there, and then
that platform?
Sorry.
Do you like using LinkedIn?
I love LinkedIn. It's a amazing platform. I'm starting the TikTok thing, and not really like it's taking a lot out of me to do TikTok. But
yeah, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't even. That's something I'm going to have to get acquainted with a little bit more. Heather's pretty good with that stuff, but I have quite a following on Facebook just because of my journey and just stuff from the past, But I don't do any of the other stuff. I might have to learn, huh?
You might. It might. And go to Amazon and go get Angie's book today because I think everybody should read that. Awesome.
Hope Dealer, A Way Out by Angiesailor. S as in Sam, Ailor.
There we go. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you to our guests for joining us today. One last shout out. I would love for everybody to come to our second annual Don Gray Memorial Fun Classic, August 19th. You get your cart, 18 holes, and a steak dinner for only $100 Canadian. So for you Americans, that's pretty damn cheap. Get email today and get registered at registerdgm@gmail.com. So if you or anybody you know that has been affected by cancer, this is the golf tournament for you because all proceeds are going to go to the Chatham Kent Peer Cancer Support Group in honor of my dad. So yeah, come and have fun. Come golf with me. Like seriously, it's gonna be fun. I can't golf with shit, so guaranteed I won't be winning. But it's the fun that matters, right? So
we'd be your perfect partners.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you ladies came, I swear, then I would golf. But as it stands, I'm gonna just be going around. But if you ladies came, I might put my mother in charge of the golf tournament and go have fun.
That's actually the same day as our annual party. So.
Oh, really? Oh, well, then you take pictures of your party. I'll take pictures of my party.
Yes, and then we'll collaborate. We'll change.
We'll collaborate.
But it's going to be like a whole weekend thing. So we could, yeah. We'll have to. I mean, if it's meant to be, we'll end up getting together in person someday.
Yes, I would love that. This could be dangerous in a good way.
Yeah.
We'll all be unicorns. I love it. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Don't forget, guys, check us out on our YouTube channel, which is Unstoppable Overcomers, and our Roku channel. We are on Roku, and that is Unstoppable Overcomers as well. Definitely subscribe to our channels, like, and send to your network. Sharing is caring, and be unstoppable in all